at Trinity College now, Trinity College Dublin. There's lots of educated people here, so let's find out if they know enough about the children's referendum to make an informed decision yesterday, if they cared at all, that the state now owns your child if it gets a yes, which they'll probably fix anyway, like they did the Lisbon Treaty. So let's go ask a few questions and see how important that is for people.
Hi.
What's your name?
My name's Claire Keeley.
Claire Keeley, how are you?
Good, thanks.
You having a good day?
Yeah,
good.
So far, going to work.
I was just wondering about the children's referendum. How much do you know about it? What is it?
I've been researching a lot because I'm a law student and I'm currently studying family law, so we've been taught about it a lot in class. I've done my own research in the children's referendum website and the pamphlets that got sent around to each of the doors. So that was pretty handy. I do feel like there was a remarkably low turnout, mainly because I think people thought that it was just going to pass unanimously and that there was no point to vote, which is very unfortunate because now it's saying that it's actually going to pass at a substantially lower margin that it was originally intended to. So a lot of friends of mine weren't bothered to go home to vote because obviously college students having to go back, it's pretty expensive, and for some people it's a 4-hour trip, so it's not worth it.
There was a big, I was just talking to somebody and they mentioned that they think it was perhaps a 13 or 14% turnout, which is pretty low.
Yeah.
They're teaching it in class. There was a big yes campaign. How sort of democratic was the information in the classroom? Was that biased, sort of yes or no, or was it
no?
fairly balanced?
We were looking at it also we were looking at the stance of unmarried parents or unmarried fathers who weren't recognised at all, and then I also think there was a lot of people talking about the fact that
a lot of the power has been taken away from the father. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also think there was a lot of people saying that, well, children are citizens and therefore it's just implied that they're protected. But I do think it is important to have a specified article dedicated to children in order to protect their rights.
And from my understanding, it's an amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's the 30th Amendment or 40th Amendment ever done to the Irish Constitution, which is substantially
a lot of the Irish Constitution was made void really by the Lisbon Treaty. It took away sovereignty from the Irish people to a large degree. So it's interesting. So in the class itself, it was balanced.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
How many people do you know that voted? Personally.
I'd know about 40 people who voted, just mainly from people talking about it on Facebook and in class and stuff like that, and we were discussing it in class, and I was on campus yesterday, so a lot of people seem to have gone, but yeah. I think it's substantially lower than what I would have expected. I think people just thought it was going to pass anyway.
I see. Okay, are you aware that the social services and the judicial system, the police, kind of work together through a common purpose organisation? And are you aware that in some cases the authorities make up stories about the parents being bad parents as an excuse to take their children away? I
disagree with that a bit. I think
it is going on. It's going on in England too.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't have much of an opinion about it because I wouldn't have enough background information to properly speak about it.
Have you heard of common purpose?
Have I heard of common purpose?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's a kind of semi-secretive organisation. There's one in Ireland, and they work with the authorities sort of to push various agendas through without people's knowledge, really.
Okay.
But this children's referendum, I've seen on the Liberty Hall a massive big yes 100-foot poster.
Yeah, there was
Sinn
a lot of
Féin
controversy
and Fine Gael and Labour were all yes, and there's not much of a no campaign going on.
Yeah, I mean at the same time, who was going to go against it? You really couldn't. I mean, it's the same in the United States.
Yeah.
I did an essay about the sex offenders registry and stuff like that, and if you can't pass a law that you can't. Like, who's going to go against a law that doesn't protect children and
if indeed that's its purpose?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just saying that no politician really is going to stand up against a referendum that is supposedly protecting children. It would look awful in the public eye, but at the
It's almost like the public's been duped. If indeed it is child snatching by stealth, you would have to dress it up so it looks good, and you would vote yes. And why would you vote against it? Do you think the No campaign was equally as funded?
No.
About the children's referendum yesterday, apparently there was I'll do that, that's a new thing for me. Apparently there was a children's referendum yesterday and people got to vote, and how many people do you know that voted?
About 30 or 40.
Oh, you know about 30 or 40?
Yeah.
And what was can you gauge a reaction of what they voted for?
I would
yes
say
or no?
Every single one of them voted yes.
Now, why would they do that? Do they actually believe it's in the best interest of the child? Because it definitely isn't.
I think in their opinions it's in the best interest of the children, yes.
Right.
I mean, a lot of them were involved in the campaign, either being part of the youth members of certain parliamentary parties.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
a lot of funding for the yes vote.
Yeah, there was a lot of funding for the yes vote.
Have you seen many no posters about?
Haven't seen a single no poster about.
Would you think it's a possibility that's a bit biased for a yes?
I think that if the no side had organised the resources better, they could have had posters out maybe. I think it's, I don't know, I don't really know anyone from the no side, so I couldn't possibly say.
In layman's terms, it basically means the state gets full control in the decision-making process of the child. Are you aware that the state is making up stories about parents being bad parents and taking the kids?
To the best of my knowledge, it's far too expensive for them to take children unless it's absolutely necessary, so as a rule they wouldn't.
Actually, they make there's a lot of money in putting kids into the homes. There's a lot of money in it, it's big business.
I have to see the accounts. I wouldn't know.
Well, what happens is they make up stories in England and in Ireland about parents being bad parents, basically lie and make up the stories and collude with the social services and police and the judicial system, and they get to take the kids.
But why would they do that?
Because they like doing it. It's a lot of money, and a lot of the care homes are abuse related, so that's another story.
I can't see a good reason for the government to want to do it in the first place, so I am very sceptical.
Would you say you're not sceptical of your government? Do you think it's a lawful,
I'm massively sceptical of my government, and I know that the abuses that occurred in homes in the past, but I think that for the most part that's behind us, and I would really hope so.
It's kind of, in my view, from my research, it's sort of state-sponsored paedophilia, really. But I don't want to drag you into that, but the yes vote yesterday, I mean, it's everywhere. On the Liberty Hall there was a big yes.
There's yes signs everywhere.
Even Sinn Féin was saying vote yes, you know, and what are your views on this referendum generally?
Personally, I would be inclined towards the yes side, because I know a lot of children come from homes that could really have done with that help.
Sure.
So, I mean, I guess I would be biased towards the yes in that sense, and I haven't seen any stories to counteract that, but there may be stories that I just don't know. But from my own experiences, I would have been inclined to say yes.
Well, thank you, Aveen. Aveen?
Aveen, yeah.
Aveen. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Thanks a lot. Have a good day. There was a children's referendum yesterday.
That's correct.
What can you tell me about it?
Well, it was
what do you know about
apparently a low turnout, somewhere between 10 and 20%.
Right.
And it's to do with the rights of children.
Yeah. The sun's behind you there.
The sun is always behind me.
Yeah, right. Interesting symbolism. You're at Trinity College here yourself?
No, I'm not. We're just walking around.
Yeah. How are you?
We were up for the game yesterday.
Oh yeah. Oh, unlucky. Apparently it was unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Yeah.
Not the best team.
Yeah, people.
Best team won.
It's a big distraction from what's going on. It was while the children's referendum was going on, and
that's true.
I wonder how many people voted. Otherwise,
the poll was very low.
Yeah, it was 13 or 14% from a lady on the street was telling me, but I've got to check the figures myself yet.
Yeah.
Do you think the campaign for yes was a bit biased, and how much of the no campaign did you notice around town in the media generally?
Of the no campaign.
Right.
And again, I live down the country.
Yeah, yeah.
So it may not have extended out that far.
Right. Yeah.
But well, we got our information through the post, obviously from the Referendum Commission.
Yeah.
But every government party seemed to be supporting it.
I noticed that, and I've seen the signs, yeah, Sinn Féin, Fine Gael, Labour and Fianna Fáil. It seemed a bit biased, you know. How many people do you know that actually voted, or what their view was going to be?
I thought that a lot of people had a bit of confusion around what the referendum was trying to achieve.
Right,
They
right.
were uncertain about why to vote yes or whether they should be voting no.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in the latter part of the campaign it kind of improved. I think people started to understand it then. There was discussions on the radio and
Yeah.
on TV.
Yeah.
That gave us the opportunity then to start to make up our own minds.
Right. Do you feel you were given enough information to sort of make up your own mind?
It wasn't as big as previous referendums, but I think it gained momentum as the referendum went on.
Yeah, sure.
And, towards the end I thought there was plenty of information.
Yeah. Are you aware that the social services and the judicial system and the police are kind of working together through an organisation called Common Purpose?
No, I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware that they make up stories about parents being bad just so they can grab the kids?
No, I'm not aware of that either.
So they're,
What
it's
do you mean by
basically,
grab the kids?
well, it's kind of child snatching by the state, really, sort of state-sponsored child snatching. A lot of parents are under a lot of pressure because they're being demonised when they haven't done anything wrong, and they can't understand why it's happening. This referendum may well be dressed up as very nice to protect the child, but in fact it's, in my opinion, they're in mortal danger from this.
Right.
And they're already acting illegally. The state is acting illegally by snatching these children, really.
Right, is this an interview or is it a lecture?
Well, no, I was just wondering if you're aware of that.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not aware of it.
Yeah, because most people aren't, and it's a concern, so I basically tell people, you know.
Right.
But, okay,
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, no.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much for your
Okay.
time. Thank you. So there we are. We've got some views from the general public and some students about the referendum, so-called children's referendum, rights of the child, yesterday. It's Sunday now, at Trinity College Dublin. And most seem to agree that the Yes campaign was very biased, that they could have had more information, and they were not aware of the child-sponsored, state-sponsored kidnapping of children. So it's interesting to get the views of the public there, and this is Patrick Lynch of the FreeTruth show from Trinity College Dublin.